Defensive line was kind of an area where he wanted to see some things happen quickly. You know, who's going to cross train, who's going to move where. Is there a timetable on that, or are you getting any closer to figuring out exactly what it's going to look like?
I would say probably after a few weeks we'll have a better understanding. You know, better guys will have a track record one way or the other. You know, over time. You know, so sometimes guys will have a good day and a bad day. Who's the most consistent? But you know, you got almost 3 weeks to figure it out. So you don't want to rush to judgment one way or the other. So.
Hey, Coach, has anyone in the linebacker crew stepped up in the second level to impress you yet?
With the twos?
Yeah. Twos and threes.
I don't know if I'm ready to talk about anybody there yet. I mean, I think they're just kind of an ongoing battle with a group of guys there. There's some good and some not so good. We're going to have to, obviously, we're going to have some depth there. But it's the same group of guys from the spring, you know, that we're choosing from. Kendall Joseph, Corey Rogers, Chad Smith, Jalen Williams. Look at Dorian LaDaniel as well there. Got Travis and Dorian and Corinne Wiggins all and TJ Burrell all working out at, you know, a strong side as well. So we'll get it figured out. You know, whoever it is, you know, I'm not going to have a lot of experience, but I think that we got guys that all have a different skill set. So between the group of them, you know, we'll have what we need there.
How about Travis today? Looked pretty good running around out there, jumped that route. Looked like
he's not really had any lingering effects, you know, swelling or strength. He's within 5 to 10 pounds on all of his lifts from almost 2 years ago. So that's quite remarkable. You know, he's worked really hard. They've done a great job rehabbing him and getting him ready. So he's really retained his, you know, the mental aspect. He's been really good. So.
Talking about twos and threes, defensive line, any of those young guys standing out so far?
Oh, whoever coach talked about, you know, he's bragging on guys, but, you know, Jurgen's more functional because he's bigger, a little bit more confident. You know, Register, really, again, in fairness to him, this is really his still first week of, full week of being at defensive end, but, you know, he's done some good things. And then Cleveland and Austin, you know, they're both long and can move their feet and bend, and they're intelligent and they're competitive kids. They take good hard coaching. They come from 2 really good programs and 2 sets of good mamas. They got their boys tough, so, and humble and hardworking. So you know, Shaq and Dodd, those guys, they had a great summer, really good leadership, and it's you know, it's really shown. They're very comfortable in their roles right now.
Coach, the secondary is obviously very deep. Have Tankersley and Carter stood out to you? It seemed like they've had pretty good tight coverage.
Yeah, I mean, they're going against some really good receivers. They've had some really nice plays and some plays where they've gotten beat. So we got to be more consistent. And but again, they're both real competitive. Cordray is very anxious for this opportunity. Ryan's ready. You know, Ryan's a tough, competitive kid that's got good instincts and good top end speed, and he's trying to learn, and both of them are trying to learn the intricacies and just the feel of the game, anticipation, you know, what's coming next based on what just happened, or what's, you know, a split or a release, you know, and that comes from just repetitions, just getting it over and over and over, and they got to have some failure along the way to grow and to learn. So although you hate it at the moment, you know, when they have some failure, it's a great teaching opportunity. So hopefully you get all those out of their tank right now. It's a bad place.
Seems like a lot of the newcomers, physically mature, ready to compete. Thinking back to when you first got here, is that a massive change in trying to deal with guys that are maybe a little more ready at this point in practice?
Well, sure. You know, we've got 15 guys that were here in the spring, and then the other group, because I think we hit it. You know, you don't always feel that way, but really feel like we hit it. You know, with all those guys, it's hard to sometimes you think it's just coach speak, but They all like to work. They're all coachable. They handle adversity and failure well. Again, that's through 3 days, but that's also through a month or so in conditioning and workouts. And again, just not being jerks and studying their playbook. And you can tell when guys have put in some work before they ever get to the meeting room or the football field, and they all have. I think they got a good chemistry. The young guys together, they do. And it shows. I think they got a respect for the game and how you get ready to play and how you get ready to compete. And our older guys have done an incredible job of pouring into the younger guys. I mean, really, really well. And it's very